Hello everyone, I am Zarek Sword Sentinel, and welcome back to Century Economy 2019. When we last left off, the Spanish and Americans had gone to war against one another, and the beginnings of conflict were starting between the English and the French. Now, on to the action. Seeing a gap in the ice, the Buscador slips in and uses her hoist arm to explore Voyanui from the rear. She finds some natives, rum, protection from Davy Jones, and most importantly, metal hull. The Spanish immediately make plans to put metal hull on the Acorazado, making her almost invincible. However, the Buscador will be stuck for at least a turn or two, with the Roman natives affecting her. The battle rages on. The Spanish have taken advantage of the gap in the American line and have surged through. However, their offensive is met with mixed results. The Granada is broadside to both the Enterprise and Thomas Jefferson, but has concentrated her fire on the Thompson's Island fort, and missed most of her shots. The Ocean's Edge Resolution has succumbed to fire and will sink soon, and the Santo Colombo is not doing much better. The Voz de Dios tried to broadside the fort, but missed, and is right next to the Kettering with one mast standing. The Bauschwans turned to dock at the Spanish trading port, unloading all of her crew in the process. Things are going slightly better in the southern theater of the war. The Seattle is derelict, and the hated Speedy Return has been set on fire. The Stevens and Strife have taken damage, as has the Denver, finding herself on the business end of La Asesina's cannons. The Spanish smash through, with the Cruzado sinking the mercenary Death Strike. The northern battle zone is chaotic and crowded, with little room for maneuvering. The Enterprise has had one of her last two masts shot off. Jonathan Harden and Crenshaw consider jumping ship to avoid being killed in dock. The Spanish make a great effort to save their ships. The Trinity has made it back to port, despite her numerous fire masts. Other ships sail forward to take her place in the fight against the Americans. At the end of their turn, the Spanish launch again, putting the Celtic Fury with crew into the water at the fort on the portal, giving them control of 3 10-mast ships. The Cursed have explored almost all of the shipwrecks, finding the super coins on all of them. So far they have gone unchallenged, with the other factions being too involved in previous conflicts to do anything, or too afraid of unleashing the wrath of the Cursed. The only wreck they have not gotten to yet is the wreck right off the American trading port, simply because it is far away and in the middle of an active war zone. The Americans push back on their turn, sinking the Galante, dismasting the Delanave, and trying to intercept the Buscador. The Vengeance and Concordia have finally gotten to the front lines, and have made quite a show, with the Vengeance sinking the hulk of the Resolution and heavily damaging the Valoroso, as well as dismasting the Ventura, which is pinned to the Constitution. The Constitution has managed to knock another mast off of the Cristobal, and is slowly winning the war of attrition against her. For the briefest of moments, the Spanish had 3 10-mast ships in their fleet. The Americans have reduced that number to 2, with combined fire from the Colossus and other ships sinking the massive treasure ship. For their success in sinking the Bauschwan, the battle in the south is not going in the favor of the Americans. The Stevens and Strife have not been as effective as hoped, with the Strife now with 2 fire masts and the Stevens down to 2 masts standing. The United States is slowly making her way to the active battlefield, but the Celta Tiburon looks to challenge her. A wide shot of the entire battle line, north and south. The Americans have challenged the Spanish, but the Spanish have a considerable numbers advantage as well as deeper pockets. The battle is still at a relative stalemate, but it could easily swing either direction. At the end of their turn, the Americans launched, putting 4 ships into the water at their trading port. Grand Mountain, with Dragon Eyes, helmsman, cannoneer, and oarsman. Grand Dynasty, with a captain, helmsman, cannoneer, musketeer, and oarsman. Grand Temple, with Shiping Sai, linked Sensei Zhu, face down. Ms. Cheng, a captain, helmsman, and oarsman. And the New Dynasty, proxied by Grand Wind, with linked crew Emperor Shan Ra, a helmsman, cannoneer, and oarsman. The pirates have turtled into Voyanui, with strong defenses in and around the bay. The Cursed are the only faction that is welcomed into the bay. The English Grand Temple sailed through the portal and rescued the Leicester by dismasting the Magnifique. The Leicester fled through the portal to safety, but the temple has been set upon by the Premier Republique, who cannot be shut up by ships with an S and has the custom man-o'-war keyword. Here she has eliminated 3 masts from the temple. The Spanish continue to hammer the Americans. Here the Stevens has been dismasted by the SM Resolution and is in danger of being sunk. The Jackson has been crippled, with 1 mast standing and a fire mast, while in the background the Strife has been reduced to only fire masts. Given an extra action, the Resolution sinks the Stevens, taking Commander Stephen Decatur, William Eaton, and other crew to the watery depths. As the Fuerza de Dios enters the fray, the Strife is sunk, with the Ocean's Edge El Cruzado and Trinity repairing at the trading port. The Saratoga and Commodore David Porter are sunk, and the Ghost Walker is crippled by the Spanish. El Neptuno stands guard over the Buscador, who is almost free from the effects of the UTs she found. The Spanish sent the Celtic Fury through the whirlpool by the portal, and she jumped up behind the Americans, taking them by surprise. The Fury got her SAT from linked Eileen Bridget O'Brien, but failed to do any meaningful damage, and worse, set herself on fire with a missed fire shot. A wide shot of the battle. The Fury has surprised the Americans, but she is surrounded by top-tier gunships, and may be in trouble. The Atlanta has come from Pyramid Island, and now watches over the whirlpool, in case any more Spanish come through it. The Colossus has docked at Thompson's Island and picked up Jonathan Harden and Albert Crenshaw, along with most of the generic crew in the Enterprise. The Venture has been reduced to flames, but the Americans are confident they can save her, what with a shipwright on board. The Cursed are profiting from the shipwrecks. The Guishan has brought home a silver 1, 2 3s, a 5, and a sparkly 3. Silver coins are worth twice their printed value, and sparkly silver is worth 3 times the printed value. With the coins the Guishan brought home, the Curse gained 39 gold in 1 trip. The new hired help the Americans have brought on are immediately felt, as the Temple and New Dynasty get into action right away. Between the two of them, the Tiburon is sunk and the Resolution is dismasted, though with help from the United States. Between the guns of the Atlanta, Concordia, and especially Vengeance, the Fury is brought low in 1 turn, with 1 mast left standing and 2 fire masts. The Vengeance succeeded with her SAT, and with a double die rolling Tyler Robinson did not miss a single shot. In the background, the Constitution has worn the Cristobal down to 2 masts, and the Jefferson is almost done repairing. The Colossus and Vampira have teamed up to try and take some of the pressure off of the Venture, who has used her shipwright to repair a mast, only to have it go up in flames. The Spanish presence in the south is growing, and the American offensive is faltering. The Sisters Rage and Flying Dutchman jump through a whirlpool to the Northern Sea, just off of Flattop Island, where the Dutchman sinks the St. Joan. The Dutchman and Sisters Rage are soon joined by the Black Pearl, Carnage, Spanish Main Harbinger, and Dragon Angelica, in the heart of French territory. The English repair their damaged ships and continue to send new ones through the portal and sometimes whirlpool. The Black Knight sets sail for the portal entrance, while the Temple, Forward, and Leicester all repair. The English already have several gunships in the water, but are loath to use them against the French, as they make up a defensive line of battle against the pirates, who the English still do not trust and would wish to see dead. Caught with their breeches down, so to speak, the French have few true warships in the vicinity of Flattop Island, with only the Possession, Mercenary Terror, and the Vengeance to try and stem the pirate invasion. That is not the case for long, as the Notre Dame crosses the bow of the Black Pearl, eliminating a mast, and the Triumph is fast approaching the invading pirates. The Terror will be a particularly challenging foe, with Fear and a Marine SAT combo crew Pippin Bernadotte hiding out on her. It was house ruled for this game that a Marine would always eliminate a mast if it hit. Here he has eliminated a mast from the Sisters' Rage. A storm causes some concern for the pirates, as it seems to be heading for the Devil's Maw fort, as well as the Zeus. Ophidius does not mind the storm. He's eternal, after all. And that wraps up this report. The action is only going to get more intense, with a few very significant events yet to take place. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.